Hello and welcome back to Caltech Gaming. So, today we have something new and different. A game called We, The Revolution. And this is going to be a simulation game of being a jurist in revolutionary France. So I'm excited to play this after having watched some video of it. I think it's going to be a really good time. Hopefully I'll enjoy it and you'll get to enjoy it along with me. So, here we go. We, the Revolution. We are going to start a new profile and we'll go ahead and call it Caltech, or to the name we're currently using for this stream. We, the Revolution. Okay. Don't think we have anything we want to mess with, so we're just going to go ahead and get started right away.
Father. I am here. Do you hear me? I gave you the best I could. Why did you disown me? I have your blood in my veins. How could you? Do I mean nothing to you? Why did you grieve for him? He was nothing. I am better than he was. People will follow in my footsteps. Father.
Okay. Sounds like somebody's pretty upset. Here we go. French Revolution. Barfing in a fairly important looking building. Raymond Devoy? Raymond Devoy? Raymond Devoy. Remind me next time that I could stop drinking this, that I want to stop drinking this cloudy vodka. Remind me before I drink it. We're disgracing Themis. Ha! Is someone coming? Okay, so Raymond in the sort of teal-looking coat, aquamarine. I don't know what color green you'd call that. Some kind of colored coat. Is apparently a drunk who likes to barf in public buildings. Mathilde Bidile? This was bound to happen. Bernard, I told you. Frederick, Papa, you said we would go. You promised. Okay, so these three I think are our families, possibly our brother, wife, and child. A lot of heavy glasses. Promise me I can't anymore. I'm fed up with asking. Okay, so our wife is not super happy. Today your favorite son wanted to prove he is more honorable than his father, so he started a fight. 5-year-old boy, for God's sake. Our neighbors wanted you to explain that to them, but, well, you were fighting for justice at an inn. Damn you, you bloody drunk. Mother? Oh, okay, so I guess he's another son of ours. Documents and letters. Drag and drop documents to manage their layout. Click to display their contents. Events. React to events. Ignoring them may have severe consequences. Nope! Review detailed information about current events, actions, and characters. Okay. Verdict. Consider the effects and decide the defendant's fate. Okay. Options. Change the game settings. Hierarchy. Review the current balance of power in Paris and your position therein. Intrigues. Intrigues are complex conflicts between you and another political player. A defeat may turn out disastrous for you. Okay? Influence points are the main currency. Use them wisely. Notifications. Changes in your influence and relations with factions. Global modifiers. Some of your decisions may change the world in ways that cause global modifiers to affect. These affect relations, reputation, and influence. You can review them in the notebook. Okay? Alrighty. So, news. That's annoyingly under the mouse cursor when you look at that. Well, make your decision. Each action may require a different number of influence points and a different chance of success. Consider them carefully. Okay? Neighborhood gossip. Your addictions are no longer a secret. The fact that other children are bullying your son because of them is a minor problem. But who is spreading these rumors? It's likely to be one of their parents. They could have whispered into the children's ears whom they shouldn't play with and why. They may have even spiced the story up with a lie, but who will hear it next? So we can lose influence. We have free influence. So try to intimidation. We can try talking to eye to eye. I don't know who we're talking to yet, or we can ignore it. So let's try talking to someone, because I don't know who we're talking to. Lost an influence over that. Hierarchy. Okay, let's look at the hierarchy. Didele. Think that's us. Judge of the Revolutionary Tribunal. Generally considered a drunkard and a gambler. Protege of Raymond Devaux, who introduced him to the world of law and regulations. In private, he is an unremarkable character. Okay. Notebook. Relations. Negative relations with factions may mean negative consequences for you, e.g. the fervor in Paris riot. Reputation impacts everything in the world of the game. Factions, family relations, audience's attitude, the fervor in the sections, and even the ability to persuade other characters. Okay. Influence. A set amount of influence per day. In the future, you may even be able to increase it. Okay? Alright, so relations. Common folk. Medium. Revolutionaries. 2. Medium. Reputation. 1. Sections taken over. No sections. Influence 3. No global modifiers. No sentences we passed. No events. Our -1 on that event. Thing. Friends and family. Okay, so our wife is named Mathilde. Mathilde? He's... whatever. She's from Paris. She's never been outside the city. Seen as a perfect wife. She takes care of the household and children. Looks after her husband's elderly father. She doesn't show it outright. She's determined to protect her children at all costs. More important to her than us. Okay. My eldest son, Bernard. Slender and handsome young man. The weight of the current developments is slowly drawing on him, igniting a revolutionary zeal in his heart. He thinks that the revolutionary judges should only be appointed from the lower classes of society because only such people can be considered untainted and able to work towards the common interest, not their personal gain. His gullibility is more dangerous than Frederick's, as his actions can carry the same weight as an adult's. People who excel in manipulating young and weak-willed minds take advantage of his alacrity. He is a fledgling, yet talented fiddler. Frederick, youngest son, naive and innocent, who is completely normal for a boy of his age. He idolizes me, wants to be just like me. Even if he occasionally disobeys his mom, he carries out his will to the letter. His favorite toy is a wooden sword that he always carries. In his imagination, he fights against villains just like his father in real life. He likes to carve small wooden figurines. Aldrich is our father. Once moderately well-off merchant, today a bitter old man with nothing but feverish visions of an impossible vengeance against the Reynard family, who once deprived him of his dreams. For several years he was unable to adequately provide for his family, to give his children the same standard of living they used to enjoy. Since you secured your new position at the court, your family was once again able to live a fairly acceptable life. Your father began dreaming of returning to his former trade. However, Aldrich had grown too old and too tired to revive his long-lost career. Instead, enjoying the prestige and wealth of the Videle family, he had to bear witness to the Reynard family's rise to power. Raymond, our mentor, a man who has lived long enough to fully realize that justice isn't always the right answer. His line of work, in these troubled times, the only thing that matters is survival instinct. At times it must go against the interests of other people. Man with such a mindset knows that one must keep an eye and ear in both the parlors and back alleys. The blind Themis appears to him as a bedtime fable, fit at best for novice law students. Perhaps receives too many shades of gray mortality to remain an efficient judge. Interesting. Okay. So I think we've clicked through all of our options there. Case file. Files. Review charges and facts. This will make it easier for you to unlock questions for the defendant. Okay. Is that assault to Judge Alexis Videle? Is that us? Alexis? We have not expected this kind of behavior from your son, although apparently we should have. An innocent child's play turned into an assault on our children. The younger one, Antonin, now has a chipped front tooth. We hope that you will punish your child accordingly. Should the situation repeat itself, we will react more decisively. I'm sure we can deal with a gambler and a drunkard if he's a judge. We will not let our children be hurt. Okay. Click these people. Click our kid. No one else. Okay. Austin influence for questions. Gather information and question the jury's attitude by questioning the defendant. Okay. Unlock questions. To ask questions, you first have to unlock the inquiry linking menu. Question effect. Being the jury's good graces allows you to find out which way they will sway after you have asked a question. Okay. Right. Question 1. Finding links. Correct links to unlock questions. Choose a line of inquiry and link it to the right category. Okay. Chances. Well, linking lines of inquiry and categories make a limited number of mistakes. If you make too many mistakes, the whole system will become locked. Okay. Traps. Read thoroughly the files to find lines of inquiry that are irrelevant. Okay. So there's a trap. We can make 2 mistakes. We have 4 questions to review. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, Thanks. Found a question about his chipped tooth. There's one more question and one trap. So I think the possibility of repeat could be our trap. Fighting children. See, that's nope, it's not the extenuating circumstance. Okay, how about the course of events? Okay, so we got all of our questions. Okay. Our neighbors Antoine and Jean, they were saying mean things about me. We were playing guards, and they asked me to pretend to be a drunkard who they would, you know. We were playing guards, they asked me to pretend to be a drunkard whom they would, you know. You were fighting both of them at once? I had to. What exactly were they saying? Are you too drunk to guess? Not asking you. They were yelling at that you are. Well, I told them. It's not true. They started calling me names. They called me a drunkard's son. Okay? Who started the fight? I can tell you who ended it. I think it was me. Kicked the one on the left, then he wanted to get the one on the right, but they ended it. They knocked me onto the ground and paid me back for hitting them. Okay? Really break his tooth. He was just a child. I don't know. I don't think so. Did you hit him in the face? I think I kicked him, but not that hard. Okay, so possibly this kid got his tooth busted by someone other than my kid. Because my kid says he kicked him, not punched him in the face. But then again, our kid could be a liar. So, who knows? So, verdict. Make the most important decision. Condemn the defendant or deem them not guilty. You are not guilty. Signature. Intelligence. Choose a verdict. Yeah, our kid definitely did it. Should not start fights, regardless of the reason. These children are so small. They already know the truth. The father of my children is a lying drunk and a gambler. Bernard used to worship me, but he soon grew up. Now it is Frederick's turn to learn the truth that echoes in the streets. He is no longer fearing your anger. He knows that your threats are empty. Frederick is only starting to learn the truth about his father from the streets. I was unaware that Mathilde had such a temper, as was I. We will wait outside, as always. Okay. Not feeling a lot of warmth from our wife here.
Paris. Liberté! We were enchanted by the idea of freedom. We could not resist it. Whole families took to the streets. France was never so happy.
I mean, maybe not that guy specifically. Yeah.
We were enchanted by the idea of freedom.
Freedom, lynching, you know. It happens. Act 1. Liberté. Day 1. Expected sentence. Find out which verdict is expected by the factions and your close ones. Okay. Common folk, my family, the revolutionaries expect an acquittal. Okay. Anything's changed here? Oh, we've revealed Robespierre. Owing to his own passionate devotion to the revolutionary cause, he is widely referred to as incorruptible. As the leader of the radical Jacobins, he preserves the order and national convention with an iron fist, and if need be, terror. Undeniably the most powerful man in Paris in the age of revolution. As yet, none have dared to defy him. Well, we know things don't work out so well for Citizen Robespierre in the end. The jury have not revealed its verdict yet. Okay. News. So what's happened? Neighborhood gossip. The father had a rare episode of foolishness when he decided to stand up to someone strong, threatening him with a fist and showing his children they are safe by his side. He did not listen to your arguments. Furthermore, he gave a precise description of where you can shove them. Rep -2. Okay. We can take a -2, I guess, or we can lose 2 influence points. We're going to ignore it, and we'll lose 2 influence. We'll lose 2 rep and keep our influence for the moment. I don't know what this whole situation is about, so we'll just wait on before we start hiring thugs and having people beaten up. Seems a little early for that. Nope. Okay, nothing interesting has happened. We lost a little bit of influence there. Okay. Case file. Compiled by Charles Etienne. An assault case. One of the local merchants, Guy Denau, went to the National Guard station near the halls. With a raised voice, he stated the owner of a neighboring stall had purposely poured wood tar into his barrel of herrings. For this supposed crime, Denau demanded a proper punishment. Soldiers went to the halls and established that the herrings did indeed taste awful. Since there was no evidence of the crime, they did not take any action. Raised voice stated the owner of a neighboring stall poured wood tar into his herrings. Okay. A few hours later, guards returned to the halls. This time, formally accused by Jean Corbis. Formally accused Jean Corbis, who called for them. And there was a plethora of evidence on his side. The neighbor's clearest being Denau himself, smashing his neighbor's stall with a long wooden pole in front of witnesses. Huh. Okay. Guy Denau smashed up Corbis's stall. And Guy Denau says someone spoiled his herrings, which tasted bad. Furious merchant was shaking his fist and yelling, "Where were you when this scoundrel stole my place near the entrance?" Whoop, 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 whoop. Back. Where were you when this scoundrel stole my place near furious merchant was shaking his fist, yelling, "Where were you when this scoundrel stole my place near the entrance?" Guards did not stop to ask for details, but disarmed the vigorous merchant and put him in jail. While drawing up the report, one of the officers found an old denunciation that had been written by Danao 2 years ago. An old denunciation written by Danao. Where were you? Okay. So I think this is our first example of just trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So we have someone who smashed up a stall. Apparently, the scoundrel just took my place near the entrance. When and whom? There's a whole bunch of different people going on from the sounds of it. Hey, Spot. I'd like to report that Citizen Corbus does not pay the city for his stall. Furthermore, he openly criticizes the new rule when talking to his clients. Okay, so Corbus potentially has an old denunciation system. Okay, so Danao wrote that denunciation against Corbus. Okay. Review the trial's records. Unavailable. Okay. Anyone? Your name? Danao. Fresh finished since 1772. That was the name. And vandal since yesterday? I am not proud of what I did. But enough is enough. Really. Like when 6 months ago you stole 8 francs from my revenue? Okay, so this is Jean. Over here. Some urchin took that from your pockets while you were silent. You shall not speak until questioned. That's right, damn it. Systematically, opposing the opinion of the jury may lead to serious consequences. Okay? We don't know what the jury's opinion is. Okay, last question. Let's go. So we've got 4 questions we have to review. Hole in an instrument. It's pretty obvious. Took out wood tar, interesting. Okay. Crime scene. Okay, so we got all our questions. Questions for the defendant. I don't care what Corbus says. It would appear that your conflict now has continued for some time. We have found your denunciation of Citizen Corbus. So right now, the expected sentence. Revolutionaries want him free. People in the common folk want him in prison. Come closer. Oh, there's a Corbett. Questions for the witness. Okay. Is it true that you took his place at the entrance to the halls, or do you dispute the new order? Ooh. We don't want to dispute him disputing the new order. That could be... Alright, let's find out who took the place. He took the first place from a dead merchant. I only did the same at a convenient time. Fair enough. What was your first conflict? In the late 70s, when that tight-fisted churl asked me to lend him 30 francs, it took me 2 years to get it back. Okay. Citizen Danao, I can see that you wish to add something, but please refrain from doing so. Citizen Danao's visit at the station and your vandalism. What? Citizen? What happened? He continually mocked my stinking herrings. Okay, nothing much. Your usual trade. All of a sudden, Guy Danao reached for a pole and began to destroy your stall. He went wild like an animal. Citizen Danao, please stop making a fool out of me. Okay. What is going on here? The jury is applying for an acquittal. We don't think. So let's see if we can make them a little upset here. It appears that your conflict has continued for some time. It all started when that scoundrel placed a stall where mine should be next to the entrance. It wasn't your place. You took it after old Choquette. Silence. And you have not been able to reach an agreement ever since. Now that I think of it, it may have started even earlier. Jean refused to pay for a red mullet taken by his wife. My whole family fell ill because of that rotten carcass. You should be happy I didn't. Must I repeat myself? Be quiet or you will both be in more trouble than you are already. Okay, that sucks. Products does he sell? Fruit and vegetable. And you sell fish. Straight from Yport and Pier de... I see. And why did one of you come to the halls with wood tar and the other with a wooden pole? I don't remember. That stick must have been lying near the stall. Corbus, however, clearly planned his actions. We don't know anything about Corbus. Do we want to ask this question? I don't think we do. It doesn't help. Dislike it a little bit. Common folk. Go to rep bonus. Revolutionaries. Dislike it a little bit. It's okay. I'm fine with that. Okay. Prison it is. Seems the Parisians have started buying fish elsewhere. Citizen Danao, I sentence you to prison for vandalism. Better warn the guards that they won't have an easy life. There. I do not believe that people will be happy with such a severe penalty. Yeah, don't care. What does it matter what we have to say? You better take us into account in the future. Moving on. Some common folk like us a little bit. The revolutionaries. Okay. Next. Jacques Louis David. May I remind you that you promised to join me? I have a feeling that tonight's moon favors gamblers, though it does not favor spouses. God should grace us with wives who understand the importance of the evening game of dice. They should also know what the right amount of wine guarantees a lucky roll. I should go home. Bringing a judge to the game has benefits. The other players will surely not cheat. It's not a strong argument. My name is Jacques Louis David. I am a humble painter, not a silver-tongued judge. You're a sly politician. As a politician, I understand the importance of keeping promises. And you, my friend, are trying to get out of yours. I'm gonna bail on this guy's gambling because we got enough problems and our wife's having issues as it is. It may cause us political trouble in the future if this guy gets influence, but we'll deal with that down the road. We're already in enough trouble at home, so not tonight. So I have a quiet family dinner. Doc does his drinking. Gets peas, some kind of roast, underline, potatoes. Got a smile on my wife's face. Hey, look at that! Look at that! Oh yeah, baby! Later, the judge's house. What? Wife says nothing. Do you not want to berate me like you always do? I'm glad you're home. Are you aware that Frederick sometimes imagines that you are a deep-sea sailor? He has it in his dreams that you will visit distant countries and have wonderful adventures. Awesome. I'll do that. But he would rather have you by his side on land. We all want that. We don't want to watch the storm blow your lifebelt away and bury it beneath the waves. There are no waves. The storm is getting closer. Dark clouds already hang over the shore. Just wait until they finish building the guillotine. Your oars will break at once, and the waves will take you to a place you'll wish you never had set foot on. Once the terror begins, a place without us. Your family loves you, and we won't find you in the darkness that has already begun to reach for you. Really? The influence of your actions at court. Your decisions at court can affect your family. Okay. Choose an action from the panel on the left. Family actions. Upon returning home, decide how you would like to spend the rest of the day. Various actions. Each action will affect other members of the family as well as their attitude towards you. Each character's attitude can deprive you with bonuses, rep, or relation with factions. Your youngest son is special. His attitude makes the other family members like you slightly more. Take good care of your youngest son. Got it. Okay. Bernard is my older son. Aldrich, my father. Mathilde, my wife. And my son. Okay. So we can have playtime with the children, which my sons like, and my wife does not like. Paragraphs and codes, which my father likes, they don't like. Reading together, which they like, but my older son doesn't like. So I think we're gonna have a viola concert, because I don't really care about my father right now. Bernard needs to learn how to deal with stage fright if he wants to be a professional musician. Bernard, my older son, you'll have to endure an hour of the racket. Okay, we'll do so. Act 1, Liberté, Day 2. Today, the people of Paris commemorate Jacques Guillaume Seminot, mayor of Étampes. He was lynched by a furious mob for performing his duties to France. This march shall symbolize the unity of our society and hope that the most violent stage of the revolution is past us. Let's make sure no other loyal servant of France becomes victim of his hatred ever again. King Louis the 16th. Yeah, okay, Louis. Don't remember the revolution going so well. So yeah, not super gonna worry about your proclamation. Seminot was a good, loyal officer. Those bastards lynched him for observing the law. Will you join me at the march? Haha, I think that's a bad idea, friend. No. I'm more interested in the living, even though I do agree that his death was horrible. I wonder why the king would have taken the trouble to show up. Louis XVI is marching arm in arm with peoples of Paris. That is unexpected. King Louis. Eh? Please continue. I am merely an observer. Do not change your habits. Louis Capet. King Louis showing up in here? I heard about a young and ambitious judge of the tribunal. I was curious whether he's guided by justice or entertainment, as some would say. Okay. So King Louis here is sitting in the background of our court. Interesting. Don't know if we like that. Although I do know from watching a video earlier that his sentence is going to happen sooner or later, and he may get the guillotine, and we may be the one who happens to sentence him to the guillotine. David, artist and politician, his paintings often refer to the revolution. When it comes to his political career, he's an efficient deputy of the convention. These two areas of his life are blending together and feeding back. For example, when he led the closure of Académie Française, the same institution he had rejected him for many years. He is a longtime friend of Judge. Okay, so David's our friend. Brule, aging commander of the National Guard. He has seen enough not to put trust in ordinary people, even if they are able to start a revolution. Okay. It's the news. Neighborhood gossip. In this city, only the dead are free of addiction. What do you care about people's idle gossip? Common folk endorsement, -3. Revolutionaries endorsement, -2. Reputation, -3. Good. Oh, neighborhood gossip sucks. Wow, that's an unfortunate way to start the day. No problem. Good with the wife. Younger son likes me. Enemy at the courthouse. Alright, so enemy at the... Okay, so that's what all that's about. they really disliked that I did not let that guy go. Poor Papa, son of Bronze. Tigger! Tigray! Thanks, kitty. Our rep is falling. The revolutionaries want this guy in prison. Common folk want him to go. Alright, what's the deal? Compiled by Nathan Duris. So this is a theft and burglary. Okay. Defendant is Oliver Mugler, a 65-year-old master locksmith who is famed among the Parisian burglars as an expert on unopenable locks. Okay. Last month, he was commissioned by the owners of a Parisian glassworks, Jean Roux, Louis Roux, and Ferdinand Salan to construct locks with ornate chests for their valuables, presumably as a gift for their wives. The craftsman praised his latest creation as thief-proof. Shortly following their completion, the industrialist houses were hit by a series of burglaries committed by a recent newcomer to Paris, Hector Vane. The thief from Orleans was caught in the act and shot by Ferdinand Salan. Okay. Shot by Ferdinand Salan. So the last one. Okay, so he was commissioned by the owners of the glassworks. For ornate chests for valuables. Okay, the fifth thief from Orleans caught in the act. An expensive Turgot map of Paris, the houses of the recently robbed industrialists, was found on the deceased. Surprisingly, Salan had given Mugler an identical map as advance payment. Salan. Houses of the recently robbed industrialists. This deposit was in addition to the agreed upon remuneration from all employers. Okay. Further, interesting information came from the owner of the Ginger Margot Inn. She recalled that on the night preceding the burglary, the locksmith met there with a man she didn't recognize. Based on her description, they were able to identify him as the aforementioned Hector Vane. How's Hector Vane? The robber. The men allegedly engaged in an evening of drinking sponsored by him. A map, evidence, a map is found on Hector Vane. Right? The case file. Okay. Not doing anything yet. Alright, let's get our question. Robbing the bourgeoisie is no crime. Says the people. Okay. According to your case file, you are Citizen Oliver Mugler. Is that correct? Indeed, Monsieur le Judge. May I have a request? I would like to sit down. I'm an old man. Basic respect to the judiciary requires that you remain standing. The names Salan, Rude, and Roux mean anything to you. Why are you so determined to harass an old man? They sound like the names of my debtors. Debtors. They're victims of the activities you conducted. You mean locksmithing? Okay. Oh boy, there's a lot of questions in this one. Alright, well, let's get to work on these questions. Oop, 6 possible mistakes. Four more questions. Oop. Oh, screwed that one up. I think we have enough here that we should be able to get all these right. Huh? There we go. Alright, so we got all of our questions right. Don't know what that was. Installment. It was me, naturally, and always in agreement with the contract. My job was to prepare and install the locks. My employer was only to come and see whether the work was completed, and pay, of course. Was the installation carried out in your workshop? No, on site, at the client's property. None of those idlers bothered to deliver the trunks to my workshop, so I had to strain my old legs. Does that mean you know the addresses of the victims? How else would I get there? Blindfolded on a wagon? Were you the one who marked the app? You recognize it? No, I don't recall ever having seen it. Good wretch of a second-rate merchant. He gave me a scrap of paper as payment for making 3 locks, and says it's supposed to be worth more than 3,000 francs he owes me? Honest laborer is being judged. The frauds remain at large. Silence, so the map does not. So where is the map you received from him? I lost it. It wasn't even worth a loaf of bread, so I won't shed a tear. But if you have it, maybe you stole it from me. You'd better make a note that Oliver Mugler demands remuneration from Rude Rue and Salon. Okay. And one of the best thieves in Orleans. Let's be serious. Every lock can be picked right to my locks. Especially the locks at that time. It's a whole ongoing battle. Denying it now. Drinking spree. Nobody had a drink that introduced themselves as Hector. They didn't plan any heist with Hector, Victor, or Hugo. I'm a locksmith. Earn more money. Burglaries are vagrants. Yeah. Oops. I sold the secret of my locks, and the business will be over. It's fast. Without answer those two questions and his other answers. Little revolutionaries are starting to hate me. Common people like me, though. Revolutionaries hate me. Let's do that. How about the revolutionaries? It's anti. Oh. He's anti-nobles. But verdict for Signet is not guilty. Leave the defendant alone. To bear the marks of social justice. They would not pay him, so he had them robbed. His balance. Maybe, or maybe he had nothing to frickin' do. Yeah, we are not in good standing with the revolutionary. Hopefully the commoners are gonna save our bacon. Look, an authentic map by Turgot. It'd be a pity if it rotted in a safe deposit box. Not do that. These are court deposits. Now, the lady did tell me long ago to take care of my study at home. There you go. I know someone who can remove these marks without damaging.
King Louis XVI. There were people who truly loved him. He reminded the French they had noble ancestors. Do not be manipulated by people who are not bearing the burden of responsibility. This saddened me. Someone had advised him to say that. Someone who was well aware of the cold, inevitable wind of change. I did not pity the king, but those who will come after him, as they will not have great ancestors.
Such solemn demonstrations change anything? The next time a desperate soul decides to stone a public officer for observing the law, will they remember their presence at this march? Will a starving man feed himself on the memories of Jacques Guillaume Somonneau, mayor of Étampes? I would rather not be nearby to witness that. Common folk like me? Revolutionaries hate me. Yeah, we know. Your son is rather good with the viola. He's both talented and enthusiastic, friend David says. I prefer he's enthusiastic about the logbooks. Maybe his destiny is to become an artist, not a lawyer. Mother, likes to hear me playing. There is nothing more boring than law. See? He would rather let his career lie on the humors of people. There are many ways to rescue France. Believe me, the country desperately needs something to ennoble it. The power is in the hands of simple, illiterate people. Let him rescue their souls with music. It is better than boring laws and clauses. See what you're doing? You're spoiling my child. I do not have my own children to spoil, so I'm focused on yours. Speaking of which... Oh, no. What are we going to do with the children's today? Opening night at the theater. Wife likes it. Older son likes it. Younger son doesn't like it. Viola concert. Once again, everybody likes it except Dad. Demonstration. Who likes demonstrations? They like it. They don't. Gamble. Dad likes it. Who else? Alright, well, it's Viola again tonight. Sorry, Dad. Too bad. Day 3.
That is our new symbol of freedom. You can still smell the fresh wood.
Do you feel free looking at it?
Individuals like us do not need symbols, but France does. Did you hear the news of the day? People are running around like headless chickens and yelling about Louis and his entourage escaping Paris.
So, we will not be enjoying the aroma of fresh wood for long.
Monuments like that are not installed solely for the purpose of punishing thieves or lesser aristocrats.
Do you think it wants to taste royal blood?
Louis' flight was a stupid move, yet it seems it was planned. One of us will sacrifice him. That is, if they catch him.
Is that why Louis visited us at the court? To manipulate us?
Maybe deep in his heart he felt what the builders of the guillotine did. That someone has to be exposed as a traitor, even if there is none.
See? Antoine Tinville. Welcome, Citizen Vidal. My name is Antoine Quentin de Tinville. I am the public prosecutor that has been assigned to assist at every tribunal trial starting today. Okay? I should warn you that I am uncompromising, although I hope that we quickly find common ground. In happier news, the construction of the guillotine has been finished. We may begin using it today. Yes, we've seen it. King is gone. Treason. Any information about his whereabouts should immediately disclose it to the authorities. Robespierre. Okay. Anything more? No. No event today. That's good. Save our asses. Okay, everybody right now is expecting whoever this is standing in front of us. We are in dangerously bad shape with the revolutionaries right now. Got some new people in here. Girl. Okay. Here's Danton. An attorney himself, he knows the law as well as the tribunal's judges. The fact that he's the only thing keeping him in the light of numerous accusations of corruption and treason against him. Even more important, however, is his ability to deliver fiery speeches that result in the dismissal of all potential charges. His rivalry with Robespierre has become the talk of the town. He has, and their officials has returned to a harsh friendship. Who? Who the hell is that? Is that this guy? Or somebody else? Oh. A lot of names in this. Okay. Got a burglary rape. Yeah. Okay. Jean Hilbert, the famous street urchin who was killed by the governor of the Bastille de Lune and carried his head on a pike, has recently been detained. What? He killed governor of the Bastille and carried his head on the pike. Okay. So Jean, after the storming of the Bastille, okay, got it. After the triumph of the revolution, he reached a nadir of his life. Although many people still consider him a hero, they do not care that the Parisian archives are filled with complaints about thefts, robbery, and assaults on women. The current case is much graver, as Ebert is accused of raping a 16-year-old D. The charges were brought by the victim's father, Baron Thomas de Pontalba. It is widely known that Pontalba was a relative of the governor and a friend of Louis. Okay. Crime allegedly took place in a tenement belonging to the victim's family. Jean was detained by people working outside while trying to escape the building. Elodie gave a written statement saying that the incident took place on a holiday, and Jean used the absence of the Baron and most of the servants to break into the tenement. Once he was inside, he entered her room and raped her. The incident was witnessed by Anne Michel, Elodie's governess. It was she who claimed the workers about disturbing noises coming from Charlie's room. A number of witnesses felt obligated to inform us. Anne Michel is known for her psychotic jealousy and her numerous romances with the people of France. Anne Michel. Okay. So, there's file 1. File 2. Anne Michel's testament. Usually in the mornings, Miss Elodie and I read. However, the chef had the day off, so I was preparing tea, and I heard her screaming. I ran into her room, but I stopped when I heard a male voice. I was scared to ask her. Okay. Tells us exactly frickin' nothing. The results of the medical examination. Defloration, minor irritation of the genital area, bruising, arm, spine, and face. So somebody hurt her. Alright. We're bringing in Jean. We're with you, Jean. Please introduce yourself. Now notice there's a lot less people here today. So that's interesting, because the other day there were lots of people. Also the king. Or once. Jean Hilbert, conqueror of the Bastille and vanquisher of the tyrant de Lune, hero to all Parisians. Jean, you're... How do you plead? I don't plead anything. Bourgeoisie and counter-revolutionary father are liars. Meet of a criminal collusion in the charges. Okay. That's right. Those swines love their machinations. Evidence speaks against you. Really? Some pretty friggin' weak evidence there, I gotta say. Okay. Well, let's work on getting our questions ready. Who's Elodie? Okay, that's the victim. Governor of the Bastile's relatives. That's a whole lot of things that can be. The Pontalba's house. That's part of the... Ooh, nope. Fuck that one up, clearly. Oh, maybe that was the trap one? Break in at the tenement. Oh, right, because it wasn't at the house. Oop, not doing so good there. Ooh boy, we gotta... Alright, so we're down to our last screw up. Getting there. Got 3 questions left, but... The only thing left for rape is testimony, so let's go with that one. And therefore the accusation. Cool. Alright, got all of our questions. Excellent. Alright. So, we're hoping to make this guy innocent. And we think the evidence supports that, generally speaking. Wow. Jesus. These questions are all really shitty. Rape an instrument in the war against the capitulated. Their daughter should be thanking the heroes of the revolution. That's right. Silence. We're talking about a young girl who was raped. Bring the girl. And Michelle? The governess. Whoa. Whoa. What the hell happened there? We brought the governess in and suddenly people do not like that. What do you know about the case? Hubert is guilty and he should be killed. He used our relationship to get closer. What do you mean? You knew exactly when the servants had a day off and when the Baron left for a legislative assembly. Not directly, he paid me several visits at the house. And use this knowledge with... See. Baron know about his meetings? No, Baron had more important things to worry about than the personal lives of his servants. Okay. Why did you neglect your duties at start? Yeah, the Baron asked me to take care of the house. Priscilla didn't have any classes, spending time in her room. I did not hear the accused enter the building. No. I was busy in the kitchen. I wasn't alerted until the sounds of struggle until... It's baffling you did not hear anything before. A lot of noise while cooking. Yes, can't be in two places. Oh, those questions are all horrendous. Are their opinion? Maybe their opinion is just of the person who's on the stand? As I noticed, as soon as he came back out, the opinion went back the other way. The Baron's daughter told them about the back door. Yeah, I'm guessing that joke doesn't translate from French. Also misinformed me that her beloved sister and most servants wouldn't be at home. She told you to visit her for that specific purpose. She was giving very clear signs. All aristocrats are whores. Are you saying that you came to Baron the invitation of the victim? Yes, the young bitch promised me a nice afternoon. She explained everything in detail. You can go. Quiet. The judge is beginning to understand. Remain calm. He will soon let me go. What? Maybe he actually did it. An abusive woman. Why would I abuse them when there are nicer things to do? Unless they like it. Suggesting the victim wanted to get raped and beaten? I didn't force her. I definitely didn't beat her. She was injured. Better ask who battered her. He was furious when he found out who was in bed with his sweet daughter. Suggesting that he assaulted his daughter. Huh? Wouldn't surprise me. Worse guys do worse things. Huh. Let it go. Flirted with me every time she visited Cafe Roscoe. Every time she came to dispute between Dent and Moran. Finally gave that girl what she was asking. Yes, but it wasn't rape. Show me one girl who would say no to a hero. We met her at Cafe Proco. Such a young lady would go to a place. Said she was alone and brought her. Everyone knows she likes to have fun. You're saying Michelle, the governess, that's right. Not the first time they entered the house of the victim. What victim? Anyway, yes. There are a few times and I know it well. Let me say, Anne Michelle and I have explored every... Spare us the details. The old whore took the young whore for a walk. The hell? I wish we had a little more information on this, but I'm gonna have to let this guy walk. I think. I don't know if I should feel bad for that. But he likes it that I let him walk. I mean, there are a lot more questions I would ask. Okay, so report. Did he confess to rape and burglary? No. Was his act counter-revolutionary in nature? No. It's not counter-revolutionary. Not betraying the revolution. What made the defendant famous in the eyes of the people? Storming the Bastille? Did the defendant attempt to explain the background of the rape? Claims to said the victim and okay. Not guilty. Took the defendant away. Must admit his guilt was not clearly confirmed. Good. Bravo. This is France. Yep. That's one of us. Yep. Fidel says I'm good. Cool. So that was a good day. So we're gaining influence and rep. Cool. Good stuff. We did a good day's work there. Everybody likes us. Everybody's happy. We didn't have to do anything terrible. We let a guy go who was accused of rape, but not a lot of evidence there for him to be accused of rape. Due to the establishment of a revolutionary tribunal, we need to prepare an official stamp. I was told to ask you, citizen, because President Devoy is indisposed. You okay? How much did he drink? Was not able to say. Shall we? Design our revolutionary stamp. Okay. So this is like the edges. Okay, like that edge. Decoration. Leaves. Emblem. Raven, chicken. Compass and snake. Fasces. Justice and either a ribbon, I guess. Hook. Building, owl, person, hammer. Dono. Flag. Time. Key. Blind justice. Boy, we got lots of revolutionary. I like some of these early ones. Flag's pretty nice. This one's a nice one too. Book. Crow's not bad, but not represented. I think it's maybe gonna be the flag, like that. Bottom emblem. We're just gonna go with the flag with some nice leaves. Here we go. That'll be our stamp. I know it's late. The stamp should be ready tomorrow. Good night. Doing some quick carving on that stamp. Okay. We can work on tomorrow's trial, which everyone will hate, but we get more questions. Evening with grandfather, which he likes, they dislike. Reading together. Okay, everyone likes that except Bernard. Demonstration. Pro-revolutionary demonstration. Evening stroll. I like the evening stroll, but let's do reading. Let's get him boosted up a little. I was worried about our older son right now. Yep, we're going reading. Nothing like sitting with your family with a good book by the fire, even though some think it dull. Act 1, Liberté, Day 4. Matthew Burrow. Tragically, we are losing control of the streets. People feel betrayed by the king, and some believe him to be a spy trying to elude justice. Special means are recommended with suppressing unrest. We only need an opinion from the judges to make sure we are working legally. Right? In other words, you need a blessing to shoot at protesters. People can't control their emotions and are hurting other citizens as a result. Look out the windows. Next time it might be something worse than just rocks. Pains us to see unrest growing in the streets of Paris. Else through peaceful means. It recommended that he be allowed to use more immediate methods to protect innocent civilians. I'd like to know the tribunal's opinion on the matter. Well, we don't know about them, so... Ooh, now we get to put our stamp on stuff. Where do we want to put our stamp? Under our name? It should be over our name if we put it there, but we'll stamp later. But. Judge and jury and think on the street. Poor Procard was almost Procard? Clad Procard? That the beloved tutor of your Frederick had to dismiss him after the incident with the oath of the clergy, did you not? Yes, Frederick tells me from time to time that he misses his teacher. What are you doing? The trial is about to begin. It's about Monsieur Prochard. News travels fast. He's been accused of counter-revolutionary activities. You know him. It can't be true. Not so simple. Leave before somebody hears us. Papa, please. Go home. Think about the family, at least for once. Have times, Papa. Hoo boy. It's not gonna be great. Oh, good God. And common folk want him dead. The revolutionaries want him imprisoned. And my family wants him acquitted. Well, I think the family's gonna get disappointed this time. Got new information on that. Someone seems to be taking care of our rep behind the scenes. Cool. Minister of Internal Affairs, thanks to his wife, who controlled his career from the shadows, gained a position at government, and a prominent member of the Union does not hide his support of the monarchy, maintaining that it will create a balance between the bloody revolution and the tradition that unites all French generations. We are still in that instead for the revolutionaries. Okay. So, we have counter-revolutionary treason. Ooh. Ooh. That could be bad. Claude Procard, vicar and tutor, son of a cobbler, believes in the Enlightenment ideals. After refusing to abjure the civil constitution of the clergy, he was removed from his parish. Refusing to abjure the civil constitution of the clergy. I don't know what that is. Apparently that may be something important in the Revolution of France. Prohibited from carrying out his duties and sentenced to banishment. Okay. Despite this, he stayed in Paris and continued to work as a tutor, which he started before that. And so apparently we were letting a banished person teach our son. Huh. That was probably a great idea. Procard was captured in the streets by fortuitous circumstances. A guard officer present during his trial a few months ago recognized him and didn't hesitate to act. Following an investigation, he was accused of spying and spreading counter-revolutionary propaganda in order to prepare foreign intervention that would end the revolution. Correspondence with Archbishop Jean was found in a room that he's been preventing from Mary Gimmet. Clergymen asked for information about the unrest and the supporters of the monarchy in hiding. Riches were also found, a golden chalice and reliquary. Moreover, the director of one of the orphanages, Claude, testified that the tutor would question the law of the revolution in front of his students, stating that it was less important than laws handed down by God. Evidence: letter to Claude. Case file. Dear Claude, remember to stay strong in your faith and complete with your duties to dignity. Tell me how our brothers in faith are doing, as well as the church in these desperate times. May God protect you, Jean Emerson. That's shit. Okay. Well, let's get the question going. Spying for the counter-revolutionaries and criticizing the existing order. If the crimes are innocent, the accusation is exaggerated to the ill will of accusers, suggesting the revolutionary government is acting with ill will, typical of a priest. Okay. The questions go. Okay. Doing good so far. And the Archbishop. Espionage. Bam! Perfect. See that? Perfect score on our questions with no hitting the wrong linkage. That's good. Okay, so now we need to think carefully about our question of this person. So right now, I don't know what the jury thinks. My family wants him let go. Most people want him killed or imprisoned. He's accused of counter-revolutionary treason. Why do the accused teach that God's laws stand above the Republic, spread superstition and counter-revolutionary propaganda? This is a misunderstanding. Children I teach are unable to comprehend such matters. Use explanation further incriminates it. They are unable to understand why we even discuss it. Church spreads ignorance and takes our money. I was only answering questions from the director of the orphanage in Gombe. I said that God's law stood above my banishment. Because God's law prevented me from living in the country. I have a duty to help those in need. Huh. Persecution of priests. The main argument is that Archbishop de Bertel and Pius IV are using to convince Catholic monarchs to strike against the revolution. I do not correspond with the emigres, and I certainly do not write about the suffering of our clergy. Okay. Well, let's bring in the witness, see if we can get something that makes more sense. Not intimidate the witness. He didn't. He was a priest. I never wore a cassock. What was I supposed to do? He wanted a room, I gave him a room. That's normal. Yeah. Wow. They don't like that. Instead of beheading, they could do something about the economy and teaching. Children are hungry. Well, they can't read or write. Did he ever question the law? Now that I think about it, maybe he did. One evening he complained the law didn't work. The smart person would send all the kids to school, by force if need be. Nothing good came. That's right. There's nothing more than hunger and disease. What do the accused have to say? I only want a decent universal education for the youngest. Is that really criticizing the revolution? One of our small... Don't disagree with you there, buddy. Well, what information did you manage to convey to the bishop? No connection. I would be interested in if there's help. What about your letter? You have the files, received instructions. The Pope's dog. Behead the traitor. It's not a letter. Simple letter, not instructions. It's not from the Archbishop. My parish priest should contend in the Archdeacon Saran. Where is he now? I know only that he planned to leave for Switzerland. He may have changed his mind. That's why I never thought to respond. Bishop de Berthold currently resides in Switzerland. It is indeed a coincidence. Many churchmen reside in Switzerland. That's it. The accursed trials extensively to an end. Why did the accused continue teaching instead of leaving France? The accused celebrate masses despite the ban. There are no churches that I could do that. Private religious practice were prohibited. It's not a sacrament, merely prayer. The Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizens allows me to pray, which is with the document. Beside the point, promoting superstition, etc. Why continue? These rebels. Prison. Let's just look at these with it. They didn't like that. They hate that. Look at that. So, prison it is. Which is what I was gonna... Bam! Stamp. Really wish that had some more impact to it. That sound effect that they use. Was his act counter-revolutionary in nature? Yee. Was his act counter-revolutionary in nature? That's a tough call. Values were seized, a chalice and a reliquary. Where were the traitors when the defendant located? Switzerland. Was it counter-revolutionary in nature? Is he doing things counter to the revolution? He was. I don't know about that first one. Sentence him to prison. Lead him out. Save the priests. Show mercy to an enemy. He ought to have been killed. Nothing else to say. What does it matter? You better take this into account. Yeah. Hey! Well, right answers there. Good, good. Bullets. Right. Good. Next! So as you notice, the game's getting more and more complex, and I know there's a whole other layer we haven't seen yet. Okay, apparently while walking, I walked into somebody's feet who got lynched. And somebody else smashed my books into the ground. Traitor. Oh, that last continues the world.
One fool
Well, I was going to
spewed
say
out one
shocking,
word too
but
many.
then this.
The other fired a musket. They fought for freedom.
Wow.
Each for their own. That man. Hard to forget. He asked me if I'd seen his wife. He found his son. The freedom we borrowed from the wealthy and the noble. We believed it was worth the price. He was judged by people long devoid of their freedom. The only things they knew were dust and sweat. And anger.
The Renard family want to take over your shop. Profit and power. Always the same. No different. Today is about equality. Not with the aristocrats came with the big rope boy. Only saw the truth when they attempted to sentence my son, your uncle, to death. It suddenly dawned on me that there were only things that mattered were power I never had, connection I never cared for. You wanted me to be righteous. Well, injustice spread like a plague. You should not be sorry for that. I'm not. But I would rather your brother live, so I still have 2 sons. Your brother, Daddy, where is he? He died a long time ago, before you were born. Why did he die? Do not talk so much. Your uncle went to war and died in battle. Your generation will soon realize the extent of the damage we inflicted upon the world. In the past, decent people like Prochard never had to worry about courts or tribunals, but now, do you even consider it possible that Prochard was guilty? No, not Mr. Prochard. He was no guiltier than any of us, son. Keep an eye on the Renards. Yeah, everybody didn't hate it. Whoa! Story of it. For important events, you may find yourself in an action forced point. On this day, you become the victim of your own decisions. Burl and the Riot. Okay. Everybody's gonna hate it. You signed off on the deadly use of force. Your family is not talking to you. Fair enough. Liberté Day 5. Shit's about to start getting bad. Common folk family want him executed. The revolutionaries want him jailed. Oh boy. Seems like that went bad. Well, we can now see who our next people up. Commander of the National Guard. Roland. Minister of Internal Affairs. Thanks for the... Oh yeah. Courtesan with every nook and a lady of leisure. Born in Scotland, living in Paris, alleged spy for the English. In order to survive, she has been forced to master diplomacy, like one of the deputies of the National Convention. It is no doubt that her profession helped establish relationships. John effectively said the Aristocrat wants to escape from Paris, and then Grace Elliott is the one to speak to. Okay, so she's the one who gets people out. Huh, interesting. I don't like the fact that that looks like that commander. So potentially we're going to be judging him on putting down the situation, which we had previously signed off on. So, you know, probably not great. Oh boy. Alright, so this is corruption and treason. Former commander of the National Guard defended causing the death of 34 people who took part of a demonstration against monarchic authority. Around 3, 2 groups of spontaneous protesters stumbled upon each other in front of the streets leading to the palace. The place, then Rome. That is. Quarrel broke out between the supporters and the opponents. Citizen Capet. Both sides engaged in a heated argument. None of the involved, which is the king, of course, none of the involved managed to gain the upper hand. They quickly resorted to name-calling, public threats. Soon after, National Guard, led by the defendant, moved on the scene. According to eyewitness testimony of Blaise Fawcett, commander-in-chief, stood himself between the two groups alone, talked sense into them, were shouted down. Few of them vocally accused the commander-in-chief of violating their freedom of speech. A rock flew over his head. He then walked up to the regiment that until this point had stood away from the crowds. The commander-in-chief ordered them to load and aim. He shouted to the mob that they should leave, after which the people of France, of course, ignored. Shit. Another rock barely missed his head. This time, it managed to hit one of the soldiers in the chest, leaving him breathless for a moment. Earl ordered them to fire. Bullets reached them. 34 on both sides. During his arrest, he tried to explain that he had the tribunal's opinion, which stated he could use force if needed. He tried to defend himself with similar opinions from the convention. Prosecutor Tinville did not care for such explanations, and his fiery speech convinced the deputies to dismiss him. And now he is trying to convince the judge to impose an additional punishment. Eh? Earl tried to explain that Tinville. Okay. We all know who he is. Commander, shut up. Proceed to the testimony. Okay! Well, let's work our way through this. Whoop. Okay, just made an error there. That's not good. Dismissed. Tribunal's opinion. Not sure how that helps. Oop. We only got one mistake left. Energy recklessness. That's further. Feels neat. That's fervor. Extenuating circumstance or defense. The tribunal's opinion. The extenuating circumstance, personality, or defense. I don't see how it's any of those. Commander-in-Chief's recklessness. That's about his personality. Crown's fervor. Ah, so that was our opinion. So he's going to use that as his defense. Okay. Whew, we got through that. Alright. Let's see what this says. Place faucet, flags. There, I saw everything I want to talk about. Recall if what people from both sides were saying. What they were saying. Stood between the people and started yelling at them. If someone came up to him, he pushed them away and made threats, shaking his fist, but I think he meant well. Who acted first, the guard or the crowd? The crowd or the guard? What did the accused do when the bodies fell? Who attacked first? Or the crowd? Gruesome. No. They started shooting. No order. And hearing orders, it was loud, and it all happened fast. Surprisingly similar to the Boston Massacre, which we were just watching a video on. Murderers and members of the judges. Uses words more carefully. Full of monarchist machine. No. Scapegoat, deputy, or judge makes mistake of. So, now that I can see being a scapegoat is the best I could have hoped. Deputy or judge makes mistakes, so they convict a soldier. It's always how it is, and always how it will be. Behead a politician. I think that the order to load muskets. Why do the citizens stand between fighting groups? Soldier and officer formed. Why? Security of people, important citizens, surrounding houses, protesters' seconds. Far beyond these events. Life clear. All in line. Well, France and people. Yeah, we're not gonna tell him about the documents that we issued. Does the accused think that the order to load muskets? We have a rifle. No, well, not issued too early. We should start shooting as soon as we arrive, instead of wasting our time trying. Wow. Deputies of the convention would have been sent in that regard. Huh. What line? Yee. What words did you use when addressing the crowd? Ask for a moment of silence. Quiet. Peace ended and they started throwing accusations. Someone accused me of being a spy trying to silence them, suppressing freedom of speech, aim. That bloodshed. See, that was impossible. Care how he was injured. You see yourself as a reckless commander. You're issued. No. Call it bravery. Every smile in life, a high-ranking officer would come to their senses. So it did not. No, had the opposite effect. There's no way I would have expected the outcome. But you were there. Alright. Well. Clearly he doesn't deserve a quit. We give him the death penalty, and the revolutionaries fucking hate us, which is bad. We give him prison, people, we can tolerate people for a bit more. So we're gonna give him prison, acquittal, they would like, they would dislike. So he's going to prison. Resignation? Location? What was the first thing the commander asked the crowd after separating the sides? I don't. Let's say something. The defendant monarchist did not make a specific request. Huh. Feels like that one might have been translated a little wacky. Here somewhere was something about monarchist. Always remain loyal to France and her people. Which doesn't help. That's it. Agrees with us on everything. We had everything correct. Next. He's ours. There can be no more demeaning experience for a revolutionary Paris than the escape of Citizen Capet. The escape slipped right from their hands, and the revolution now seems feeble and weak. The people resemble a child that could easily be duped by anyone. However, the Republic quickly composed itself thanks to a postmaster and his people who were able to catch the fugitives escaping to Montmany. Ordinary citizens led to the fall of a monarch. You will have your chance to serve the Republic as well, for Citizen Cabet will face the tribunal tomorrow. You will choose how he will be remembered, a traitor or a coward, or as an unlucky statesman. If it were for prison guards to decide, there could only be one outcome. Let the guards fuck him up, or leave him alone till trial. I think we're gonna let the guards fuck him up. Well, that's a choice. Science theater, they'll like. Political debate, you'll like. Philosophy, codes, they'll like. Stroll, they'll all like, but he'll hate. American coach, I won't like. Political debate. No. Sorry, Dad. We're just gonna have to piss you off by taking an evening stroll. Because, somebody's gotta be the one that gets pissed off. And sorry, it's gonna be you. Because... Act 1, Liberté, Day 6. Here we go. The Trial of Citizen Cabet. Looking pretty beat up by the guards. Burl's been imprisoned. For Papa. Les invite. Okay. Sure. Buddy hates me. Nothing new. Courthouse. Yeah. Looking things up. Yes. Yeah, so we got some new people now. Clovis. Shun him due to his portliness. The main reason he became a court guard. He may not be the brightest, but he's loyal. All's orders. Okay. Bruno, my older brother, absent. House. His firstborn, father's pride and joy, choose to inherit founded the business and use foundation. This crime changed everything, casting shame upon your family name. Cast him out a few years after father cast him out and received word that he was killed on the battlefield, bloody rotting. Thousands of others died fighting for freedom. People are irritated. People are irritated. What the hell is this? Jury. Oh boy, here we go. Speech for the prosecution by Anton Quentin. Neglect of duty, advocating monarchy, fraud, treason, and counter-revolution. Compatriots, Citizen Capet, previously known as King Louis XVI, must be punished for conspiring against the people of France. Louis Capet tried to defend his absolute authority by plotting against the National Constituent Assembly and the people of France. We all remember July 1789. He gathered an army. 15 foreign regiments ordered them to surround Paris. Soldiers led by Baron de Bastonville were to capture deputies and shoot at citizens defending the reforms. And so they did. The Royal German Regiment drew first blood. After the plot failed, Louis Capet tried to flee the country with his family and scheme of foreign monarchs abroad. It is not the reason he took flight from Tuileries one night in 1791 using someone else's passport. Was he not heading to Montmorency where his loyal armies were stationed ready to take him to Austria? If it were not for Postmaster Duret's scheme would have ended tragically for us. Louis Capet will never abandon the thought of suppressing the revolution by force. Before the events of 1792, he gave orders for the Swiss Guard station in Tuileries to be doubled, conducted a public muster in front of the horrified citizens. People had no choice. They had to act before Capet attacked. The citizens of Paris who tried to stop the madness were shot at even after Capet's escape to the National Assembly. Evidence. Order issued by suppressing the revolution by force. He gave. Oh, interesting. My lord, should any reason appear, shoot the rebels without hesitation. Just as his majesty ordered. My lord, should any reason appear, shoot the rebels. Have no mercy, for they shall have none either. B.F. de Broglie. Should any reason appear, shoot the rebels without hesitation. Okay, so that's somebody else talking to him. That's not him. Useless. Open your trial. Answer the question. Name ancestors. That is the name of one of my answers. My name is Louis Auguste de Bourbon. It may have been named for you. Sure. As king, I've never done anything against the people. I love them. I still do. Objection. Evidence of treason against the people of France. You should be tried as a foreigner and enemy, known as citizen of the Republic. Audience. Questions from the defendant will stir the impatient audience. Once angered, the people may even start a riot. Oh, good. It's dead. My family wants him in prison. Okay, got everything. That was another perfect round. Okay. I would not convoke the Estates General for the first time in generations, and then to acknowledge, to act against it, and all the... I would not convoke the first time in generations, and then acknowledge the National Assembly to act against it and all the required reforms. Why would you call in armed forces after the National Assembly's transition into the National Constituent Assembly? The ministers pressed me to ensure the people's safety. It's a bold statement considering how many people killed and arrested alive. It pains me greatly. The only person responsible was the Baron de Best. Objection. Carried out your orders. Okay. Please tell anyone the destination is confused. Feeling defective. Nervous. No intent. I have no intent to escape. Only trap. I don't know. Guard were organized against the citizen. All not against violence and disorder, general, not against bad people. What the hell was that? Why'd I get a badge judge? The trial went on for too long, the audience was getting pissed. Okay. I joined on that. Earned immunity to its members. I took respect that warrior soldiers to seize, perhaps execute nonsense. Our enemies spread rumors to get rid of them. Butler, okay. Butler, Austrian embassy showing took care of all the documents. What? Hard evidence. Well, there wasn't, but. Okay, so they're ready to have him locked up. Suppress the revolution. Francis Catherine, relative, justice awaits them all. Nonsense. I went out of Paris, did not watch this spreads. Despise it, the old. Warfare against both France life. When does the leader order muster? Give the order to shoot at citizens. There are many armed citizens about. Maybe my troops spoke during this defense. Yeah. See how many accusers. Yeah, let's give the order to shoot. Not in order to attack. The guards only respond at civilian. You ceasefire as soon as you escape. It's chaos. I did not have a chance to give such a shit! That did not help us. Well, the jury's gonna hate this one because probably my family. Revolutionaries and the common folk want him dead. Oh, my family wants him in prison. Ugh. Counter-revolutionary treason, fraud, and Cape monarchy. Yeah, fucking duty. Huh. Oh, this one's a tough call. Everybody wants him dead here, faction-wise. Prison gets us a little bit. Acquittal. Oh my god, everybody hates him. To do that. We dare give him the death penalty? I mean, historically, obviously, he got the death penalty. Phew. There's not much evidence here. And his testimony wasn't damning. I think we're just gonna prison him. Let's see what happens. There's a crowd in front of the building is enraged. They may see soon be a massacre. The Redoom about hidden evidence of treason. People have gone mad. What evidence? I will go to them. I will ask you stay in your seats until I return. Oh boy. Crowd is going nuts.
People! What vexes you?
The king lied to us! That coward ran from us! He'll surely— We found proof of the king's treachery!
Nice strategy. For attempting persuasion, you can explore different approaches to after employing every kind of emotion you will receive an evaluation of choices. Character's attitude. Each attitude comes with a set of emotions and positive and negative. Manipulate the people and please hire a rep. The more you know about the other speaker's attitudes, you can also obtain by spending influence points. Okay? Crowd. Okay? Crowd. To discover your enemy's attitude towards a subject. So they're withdrawn from that. Withdrawn. Okay, that didn't tell us a damn thing about any of that. Encampments or not. Escape justice. Okay. Let's see how this works. Citizen Capet shall not escape justice. Okay.
The king has been
That's my
imprisoned.
time.
He will not escape a second time. If he tries, I will kill him with my own bare hands.
Doubtful of me? Okay.
Each new piece of evidence will be thoroughly examined. The Republic's standards demand nothing less. I shall follow them to the letter.
Okay.
Justice must return to our country and stay here for good. No one is more concerned about this matter than a judge of the tribunal.
Alright, we got him to entreat. Okay, giving me rep, influence that I used, common folk endorsement. Good. Really? Explain why you conceal this from the documents hidden within from the convention. I hid nothing. No one asked me about the existence of such things. After correspondence well under lock and key could only be retrieved with the assistance of Master Locksmith. Any efficient about that Master Locksmith has a lockable cabinet. I, for one, am keenly interested in locksmith. Yeah. Was it the locksmith's trial he was at? Okay. Huh? Oh. Documents. Oh. Wait a minute. Maybe not. So we can do more questions. By Anton. Okay. Conspiring against the people of France. Yeah. Revolutionary Guard. Okay. Suppressing the revolution by force, etc. Yep. Evidence. Order issued by that. Instructions. Jean Roland. A letter from Emperor Leopold II. A letter from Duke Brunswick. Charles William Ferdinand. Okay. Sound like. Okay. This is that one we already knew about. Be carefully questioned, and if any of them should display common sense and cease to support the assembly, reward him with extraordinarily high allowance for His Majesty's thanks. Deputies? So-called now, I be carefully questioned. If any of them... Interesting. That's possibly suborning the... With God's grace and help, His Majesty will soon arrive within the imperial borders for us to grant His Majesty, as well as his beloved sister's safety, and potentially take the steps. Yep, that's not good. HRE, etc. Leopold Habsburg. Yeah. Soon come to Your Majesty's rescue, however. Time being, muster local troops that remain loyal. A warning to Your Majesty's subjects: any All who dare raise a hand against Her Majesty get sent to the Dyer's consequences. New Brunswick, Lunenburg. Yeah. That's the Brunswick in Germany. Didn't know that. So everybody wants him dead now. Well, let's ask some more questions. Alright. Wow. Minister's order. Okay, another perfect round there. We got all our questions unlocked. Done. For years. Roland will confess. At his fault. Ministers of Justice, I ordered him to carry out an investigation and punish the ministers of Justice. Yeah, everybody wants him dead. Why would the Emperor mention shortly before the journey that he expected to see? Did the accused intend to leave the Emperor's forces to France? Certainly not. Mm-hmm. Last question. Verdict time. Oh, wait, is this gonna do anything? No. Anybody else? Anything? No. All right, let's see how things have changed. Now everybody really wants the death penalty. Send him to prison. Yeah, nobody likes that. Quit it. No. Sorry, Louis. I was trying to help you out, bro. Then the crowd went nuts. And I would have signed your prison warrant there, buddy, but you. That was the only name I remember. According to the defendant, why did Emperor Leopold write a letter? Married my wife, married my wife's friend. Why did Emperor Leopold? Reasoning behind Roland's mission of corruption. Kind of reasoning Roland's mission of corruption. Explain the reasoning behind the mission of corruption. Not sign it. Reasoning. None of these are true. I think we've got another situation of maybe a bad translation here. Why did he... That's not about... Austrian Guard forces. The only thing about corruption is this one. And none of these options are right. Did Citizen explain his reasoning behind the mission? No. And Roland's mission of corruption. He misspoke. I say he denies it. Sentence death by guillotine. Take the convict away. Long live the people! Down with the tyrant! Yee. Wow. Prosecutor doesn't sign my shitty report. Business representatives. Well. What? Next! Let's go watch a king lose his head.
Do they understand? Their excitement was stronger than the smell of the fresh wood the guillotine was made from. Do they know what's about to happen? Sheep that only now realize they used to have fangs and claws. One thought guides their clenched fists. To bow before the new, uncompromising idol with his shining steel crown. I too have felt their eyes on me, just like him. A silent assistant in this ritual of new faith. A random acolyte, scared, doubtful. Will not the old gods seek vengeance for this treachery? He abandoned them all too easily. I was unable to understand their screams. I only tasted the stench of their sweaty bodies.
So this was the
But
bit
I
I
could
watched
hear
in
one
the
thing
stream
perfectly.
earlier.
Bring us the king.
want the king? Give them the speech or skip the speech? Doubtful. They want the king. I think we skip the speech here. Let them have what they want. I need some violence. Hold the rope. Fwah! Louis Capet, the 16th, Louis the 16th. That's a great graphic right there with the effect of the sound of the dripping blood. That's great. Love it. I must be dreaming. Is that a map from Muggler's Case? You stole evidence from the court? I did not steal it. I only found a use for it. Be more useful in your room than in the dusty drawers of the archive. After all, map by Turgot should be treated with respect. What a lovely explanation. Consider it a gift. Now take it. Assuming that's going to get us screwed later on. To be concerned about the events with the king, because this whole situation seems Robespierre. I should be the one judging Louis' case. I fail to understand why Robespierre asked for your assistance. You're jealous. Of course I'm jealous. This will be an important moment. People will be reading about it for decades to come. It seems there will be trouble. I have a feeling someone is toying with my life, pushing me through chaos. Yeah, no kidding. Came from nowhere. Step out. Sounds so defeated. Her husband is a renowned person. You should be happy about it. It's easier to shoot someone in the spotlight. Yeah. And it is. Uh-huh. Alright. Everybody hates it if we were tomorrow's case. The night at the theater. Do they like it? He hates it. Political debate. He hates that too. Play with the children. They would hate that. Evening with grandfather. Yeah, we'll listen to his stories of the bygone days. See if we can get him out of shit mode. I can afford to lose those others. No. To 1, Liberté Day 7. So this is where it's going to start getting complicated, and there's agents and a lot more control and things that are going to happen. People shrugged the invisible bird. The streets seemed more peaceful. Even the windows of the courthouse were soon replaced. I'm writing to congratulate you on becoming part of the country's history. Citizen Capet's trial is on everyone's lips. I would like nothing to discuss an important topic of appointing a new commander-in-chief of the National Guard over a safe place, Pearl. My honest belief that I am the best candidate. Should you give me permission? Yeah, he's going to visit. Okay. It's an interesting visit. I saw that in the stream earlier today. So, we're going to go ahead and take a pause here, I think, on this stream. And then we'll come back to this. I think that's a good place to take a little break. And thanks for watching. Seems like a really cool game. Totally enjoying it so far. I don't know that it would have a lot of replayability, but yeah, I mean, it definitely seems wild. We'll see how this simulation goes and see how batty this is going to get as the revolution goes on. I mean, I'm sure we're going to be making many more decisions and put in compromising situations and, you know, have to defend our lives and our family as the revolution gets worse. But we'll save that for our next episode. So, thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening.